What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So, we're going to try something new today. I'm going to try to do a live gameplay and commentary at the same time, going over a strategy I wanted to share with you guys about getting more Iatan stars and sculptures, technically, in your Void Fissure missions. This will be utilizing a method of basically using a box opening frame. So I've currently got Equinox, which is one of my favorites to go to, but there's other options like Gauss with his first ability, Mock Crash, that can open boxes if you have high enough range. Zaku can also do it with that Vast on Time having huge range. Limbo also can do it with the Cataclysm just hitting a huge area and opening all these boxes. This is going to be basically let you get more bang for your buck time-wise out of doing these missions. So the build I'm going to recommend to you, and this is going to be actually the arbitration guide as well, is going to be on Equinox. Max range. Whatever frame you end up playing, make sure you have 280% range using the 4 range mods we have available to us. Cutting Drift, Augur Reach, Stretch, and Overextended. Do not use Narrow-Minded as that gives you minus range. You want the most area coverage possible with this 4. This 4th ability, the way it works, is that if you get a kill when an enemy is in this slash aura, it basically stores its life force into your slash aura, and you can press the button again while in Day Equinox to release that in an area as a nuke. If you have about 300, 500 damage stored up, that 4th ability, Release in the Wave, can actually break open boxes and can help you find Iatan sculptures. Additionally, bring an AoE weapon like the Kuva Ogress or the Kuva Tsar, something like that, can help you kill enemies through walls, stacking up your 4th ability main very easily. If you could find a way to fit Greedy Pull onto this build, you can pull all the loot in, just make it even easier for yourself. But we currently got Energized Munitions just for easy spamming of the Kuva Ogress. Furax Wraith will also give you increased explosion range with your rocket launcher. So this is great. Definitely, you can use the normal Furax though. The Mark 1 Furax can be purchased with credits, and you can also use Amalgam Furax body count. So you could just run this if you really wanted to. And additionally, a very important thing for this build is to actually have Prime Animal Instinct, giving you increased loot radar and increased enemy radar on your companion. You also really want to have Vacuum, or Fetch, which will suck in loot from across the way. So we're going to do a live run-through of how this works, and we're going to be doing a fissure. So the reason I'm recommending this to you is because I really like efficient farms in this game. And you might be like, well, if you're going to be going around picking up Iatan stars, you're being less efficient. I definitely feel like the 1 or 2 extra minutes I'm going around breaking out these boxes, picking up Iatan stars, is worth it if you think about this in comparison. So let's look at this Kuva Fissure right here, the Requiem one. Look at the possible rewards from this relic. One of the rewards is an Iatan Amber Star. If you look at it like this, if I'm doing a normal, not Kuva Fissure, so let's see which ones are in the Void right now. We've got Oxomoko, a great example. If I open my Axii relic and I get a prime part of it, let's say I go for the Octavia Prime blueprint right now. I'm going to open this Octavia Prime relic, try to get the blueprint. That's what I want. If I get an Amber Star while I'm in here, it's like I did 2 fissures at once, guys. So I'm going to recommend to you, have a little bit of self-control if you're doing this method. Don't be literally moving at snail's pace, opening every little container in the game. I'd say don't open lockers if you're doing this, but if you're trying to just like AoE open containers, I'm going to show you what I mean by this. Hopefully we can get 1 or 2 Amber Stars or Cyan Stars while we're in here to actually make it worth our time. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for rooms with a bunch of boxes. You can see it right here. 1 Ogre shot in there should break most of those containers. And that will help us, find the Iatan stars we're looking for. If you see something on the map that doesn't get absorbed by the loot radar, it has potential to be an Iatan sculpture. And as you can see, these guys aren't too far ahead of me right now. Equinox Prime does help a lot because when you're in the Void, you get those Void Death Orbs giving you energy back. It's 100 energy when you walk past it. So we're looking for, as you can see right here, with the 4th ability, some enemies did die near me, so I have their souls stacked up into my bar. If I see some boxes that have not been broken, I can either shoot my Ogress over there, or I can release my 4. I'm looking for a big chunk of either enemies or boxes. So here's a good amount of boxes. We're going to release it. Nothing worth it. Nothing worth absorbing there. So we're going to move on. This is the general gist of it. Of course, you could do Titania Thermal Sunder or something like that just to kill enemies specifically. But Titania Thermal Sunder does not work on boxes, which is why I'm doing this. There was 2 mods right there. Potentially could have been something good. This will also help you pad out your Helminth resources. And I'm not actually wasting these guys' time at all. So if I felt like I was wasting people's time, I would not be doing this. And also look at this. No enemies are dying nearby me. I'm not actually stacking up anything. That's why having an AoE weapon like the Ogress is pretty helpful. Still no stars, so we're getting pretty unlucky, but we did get an extra 1,000 credits right there. Look at how much loot we've picked up in the mission so far. That's loot we would have not picked up if we were just rushing through the thing. So you can also look like that. It's like you're getting value for your time by doing something like this, by opening all these containers that you potentially wouldn't have gotten before. You're taking the same amount of time in the mission, if not, like, you know, maybe like 10 extra seconds. That guy seems like he's not happy that I'm taking so long to get to extraction, but that's okay, I'm right here. He literally has no room to complain. So, we didn't get one there, but we also didn't waste any time, so I call that a win. I'd say we got about 3,000 extra credits there, and, you know, a little bit of an argon crystal, maybe some extra mods. You could break that down for endo. We'll do one more just to see if we do get the Ember Star to go off, because, you know, it's not always going to happen, to be fair. Void Fissures are pretty nice, as we got a relic back, we got 6,000 credits, and we got the rest of the stuff. So that's like, what, 3,000 credits from the Harrow chassis. These mods all broken down, that's probably an extra, like, 100 endo right there. So, honestly, I think that was worth it. Like, I don't need Farah, I don't need Rubino, I don't need control modules, but if you don't have your Helmuth maxed out, that potentially could help you open, and I opened 52 crates. You will always get this achievement of opening crates if you're doing this method. And I like to do Equinox just because when people aren't running ahead like that, you can actually still nuke down the entire mission yourself. Let's try that again. Now keep in mind, Equinox's 4 is very good for unarmored enemies, but it's not very good for armored enemies. If you are fighting armored enemies, you want to overstack your 4. So we're talking like 10 kills worth of enemies before you release it on armored enemies. On unarmored enemies, it's like 2 or 3 kills. So we're going to do the same exact thing right here. Let's see if we waste our teammates' time at all doing this and getting more loot than they actually got in the entire mission. Like, I could go out and seek every little box out, but that's not really... I'm not that bad, okay? And the reason I started doing this is just because I've been doing a lot of arbitrations lately, and these Iatan stars, they can fly away from you. I do have like 600 plus, but I also, you know, I play the game a lot, so... We're going to pop our 4. Let's just start up with killing these guys. Now we have enough to break any box in the entire mission. Here's what I'm talking about. Release it. That entire room is looted. Just walk over to it with vacuum and you suck it up. These mods that come out of these containers in the void, in these side rooms, they actually are random mods. They have like a pool of mods they can pull from. And right there we have another Equinox in our team helping us break these boxes. And then here's another nice thing about Equinox. You just nuke down the entire room very easily. This is a much better mission run through right now because we don't have a Titania with Thermal Sunder. So, stacked up again. Let's release it up here, break every box. And we're trying to get an Amber Star or an Iatan Star looking through here. The spawn chance isn't super high. Here's a great room right here. Make sure you always get your 4 up. And we break all those containers to the wall. We got some extra mods that no one else was going to get if we weren't here. And yeah, it's just a general gist of it, guys. Make sure you always have your 4 active. Make sure you've got natural talent because the cast animation on this ability is very long. I'm not going to go over that. I'm not going to waste my time going over there unless the mission exit is that way. These side rooms are sometimes worth doing. They do have a slightly, like a decent rate of spawning these mods. They can be random. The most expensive mod that comes from those traits, I think, is Rage, which costs about 10 platinum, so... You could do it for that reason. Also notice how we have a corrupted Equinox build. We got corrupted on our Equinox, so we actually have double range. There's a barrel diffusion from a random mod right there. Potentially could sell that to some noob for like 5 plat. Which I don't really do, but you could do that technically. And yeah. You know, we're still running the fissure. Like, our purpose here is to open a relic. Getting the stars and all that is just, you know, it's a little bonus. Which we have not gotten any so far, so this has not exactly been a good display of this. But this is basically why I'm always playing Equinox. Just the potential of getting more loot out of these missions than my teammates would be getting. Letting me just move my account forward. Not like I really need that at this point. There's certain things like this. Playing these missions enough, you'll get used to this, to stuff where all this stuff spawns at. I-10 stars can spawn up there. And now we're just looking for the extraction. Like I said, there are other frames that can do this too. Like there's Gauss, Zaku, Limbo. I think Korra could even do it too, so. Alright, so we didn't waste anyone's time there. We just got more bang for our buck time-wise, just by playing a frame that can open boxes with really high range. Not like these enemies are very hard anyway. We don't need to use a mod for health or armor. We just need to basically get through the mission. We spent under 3 minutes in that mission. We got 7,500 credits, you know, so a good amount of mods, lots of control modules, and ferrite and rubino. So You can do this on any tile in the game. Like I had some gameplay of it on Earth. You can really make it work wherever, guys. Now the only problem with this is sometimes nullifiers can ruin your day just because they're covering enemies up who are potentially enemies that can drop more loot for you. So that's basically it for the video. Let me know if you guys like this style of video in the comments down below. I know it's a little bit different, but I thought it potentially could work just to show like how it is in a real application. Like as you saw in those 2 missions, we didn't get any Iatan stars. I wanted to get Iatan stars, that's why I'm bringing this loadout. We didn't get it, so it's RNG. You know, you could be. I've gotten 3 Amber stars in missions sometimes. I've gotten 4 Cyan stars. I've gotten 0. Like you just saw it twice in a row there. So it's gonna really vary, guys. But this is technically a good way to get even more out of your time opening these relics. I hope you guys found the video helpful. I'll talk to you next time. Take it easy. Peace.